Hey, this is Huckleberry, and you're listening to the Unbelievers Podcast.
There were several groups. One of the principal ones was the reptilians from the Orion complex.
Without any exaggeration, it was like being on fire inside.
Rats were eating them inside.
This stuff was in my mouth. It felt like it was 500 pounds. It was unbelievably hot.
My first question would be, were you a member of the Church of Satan, a card-carrying member of the Church of Satan? I don't understand.
There's always an argument for everything, you know. Just because somebody can fake something doesn't necessarily mean it's
and we found a life form. And that's when I started shitting my pants.
So for the person who called, I am carrying an alien.
An alien and we cover it right here, okay?
Okay.
Something is happening. What is it? That's the question. So do UFOs exist? It depends on what you mean exist.
In the pantheon of cryptozoological creatures, there are countless examples of unknown monsters being part animal and part man, and sometimes part ugly MFer. The pig man, the goat man, the moth man, and all the rest. But did you know that there are some rarely reported cryptids that are part two different animals and don't have any man? Tonight, the Unbelievers Podcast circles back to the myth and lore of another Appalachian legend that has been terrorizing young single men in the woods of Kentucky for decades and eluding the dogged cryptid researchers who hunt the elusive monstrosity to this day. So join us now for one of the most menacing combinations of vicious animals to ever stomp the moonshine-flooded hills of the Bluegrass State. It's time for Bearilla. Right here in the program, we continue to learn to unlearn everything you know. Hello and welcome to the Unbelievers Podcast. I'm your host, Rus Ryan. And joining me as always is my co-host, Drea Mora. Hello, Drea.
Hello.
And my co-host, Jude Prestia. Hey, buddy.
Hey. God, I love being here.
Jude's back 2 weeks in a row. It's happening. And our soundboard engineer and producer, Rob Okey.
Bear dogs and hog dogs.
What's going on, guys?
All right.
Hello, Rob.
How you doing?
I'm glad you played that and we heard Huckleberry again doing our intro. We haven't played that clip in a while. We've been playing Calvin Parker. We don't really talk too much about the opening clips, but that the Calvin Parker has been new this season, right, Rob? We actually got to talk to him.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite little things that we do on this show is in the beginning get introduced by some of our favorite people. And we got Huckleberry, we got Calvin Parker. Who else do we got? Is there
Michael Kowalski?
Yeah. So if anybody else
tried to
knows
get Kathleen Roberts.
if anybody else knows anybody unbelievable adjacent and they'd like to do an intro for our show, just record them with your phone and send it to us because I will put it right in the beginning like I do with those other ones.
I almost got Jeremy Leonard.
Yes, but we will not pay them.
Still on the hook.
Like
I had a weird dream where I had Alex Jones do it.
Whoa, that would be great.
in a dream. I ran into him in a supermarket and I was like, hey,
real quick. Say this real quick, dude.
Alex, hey.
You better not run into Alex Jones at a supermarket. That would be bad, man. He'll beat you up.
I want to say thanks again, for Brandon for getting that, and of course Sharky Aximus for getting us the killer Michael Kowalski one. And I don't know, me and Rob got Calvin Parker, so nothing there. But Huckleberry, why are we even talking about him? Why is Rob playing clips about bear dogs? Let's get into it tonight. It's Bearilla.
I once met a girl, her mom was a bear. Her old daddy must have been a gorilla. I woke up in the morning face to face. I said, oh my God, I slept with a Bearilla.
Bearilla. That was Leroy Thomas with Bearilla Woman from the album Jewel of the Bayou. A Zydeco Cryptid song. That has to be a first for us.
Yeah. Is it?
Is that polka?
That's fucking accordion.
Zydeco, man. They use accordions and and electric fiddles and shit.
Oh, you guys don't know much about Zydeco. Zydeco is everywhere in my area. It's really something.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I don't envy you.
That makes sense. I'm a Yankee boy. We don't have those kind of things up here, you know?
Well, who'd have thought a Zydeco Cryptid song? But tonight, we're going to be returning to the world of unknown monsters as we discuss the creature known as the Kentucky Cryptid. It's Bearilla. Are you guys excited to unlearn everything there is about Bearilla?
Who?
I have to be. I've never heard of it before. So, and then
I've
I
heard
guess
about Barbarella. Yeah.
Barbarella.
This is not Barbarella in her silver swimsuit or whatever.
Bearilla?
I have to. No, Bearilla. I'm going to ask you. I'll ask all of
Like
you.
the
Is
pasta.
Bearilla, is this a well-known monster in that pantheon of Appalachian cryptids to you guys?
I have never, ever, ever, ever heard of it. And this is a first for me because I'm used to, us doing what we do. We hear a lot of fucking cryptids. This is nothing that... What?
You thought this name would have stood out at some point. Like, wait,
Yeah.
Bearilla? Now, it might not have been the talk of much of what we know, but it's certainly the talk of the local Kentucky news station, LEX 18, in 2012, when they devoted their segment, Mystery Monday, to the creature from that song we heard earlier, the Bearilla. And I wasn't even sure also if this was a thing. Besides, I don't even know what it is, besides the obvious, assumption you make from its name. Like, what do you take from that name already, Jude? Bearilla.
It's a bear-rilla.
Bearilla.
It's a gorilla bear. Yeah.
Well,
I
right,
wouldn't
you
have even
got it,
thought
yes.
the gorilla part until I heard that song now.
I agree with you because I thought Zilla. I thought like Godzilla. I thought
me
maybe
too.
they're
I thought
spelling
like
this
ridge
wrong
or something like back or something.
I was like, is this like a bear version of Godzilla?
I think without leading with that song, you probably would have thought that because I asked multiple people. I was getting ready to this. I asked my wife. I asked my son has a friend named Dusty, which I think is cool because I had a friend named Dusty.
Oh.
And I asked them both, what do you think a Bearilla is? They both said it's a bear and a Godzilla. It is not.
Okay.
So
All right.
let's find out. Let's start off with Mystery Monday and the myth and folklore of Bearilla.
Kentucky's backwoods keep quite a few secrets. Secrets that, if you're lucky, will reveal themselves. But some, no matter how patient you are, stay hidden.
There couldn't be very many of these. They're very rare.
Bearilla lurks in these woods, so the experts say.
And the last known sighting that I'm aware of occurred right here in 1989.
The broad-shouldered beast has the body of a bear and a long pointed muzzle like a wolf, hands with dagger-like claws and canine teeth.
It's been sighted all through this area of Kentucky, Wisconsin, Michigan, Canada, Pennsylvania.
Dozens of reports.
The first case in the 1940s was a young boy who claims to have been attacked on a creek bank by this creature.
Yes, you have to be careful in the cricks. There's lots of mystery lurking there. This is a very rare cryptid, as you hear. And it hasn't been spotted, since the first Bush administration, 1989, according to this guy, in 2012?
Yeah, peeked up behind a Bush administration. Found in what he was rattling off different states that it's been seen in, though. That doesn't sound incredibly rare.
Yeah, he was. He's saying Bearilla has made it as far as Canada, Pennsylvania, Michigan. This thing must know the Dogman. It's like everywhere the Dogman is. Why it's now Bearilla? Are they the same guy?
Did you guys hear a lot of Rilla adjectives in there?
I did like the way she said the monster's name. Play soundboard 1.
Bearilla lurks in these woods.
I don't know. It's
Bearilla.
fun hearing anyone say it. I love saying the word Bearilla. And
Bearilla.
she also plays soundboard too because she uses some nice alliteration.
The broad-shouldered beast has the body of a bear.
Ah.
Good job. Good writing. Good news
That
clip.
was good. Yeah.
I'm going to start saying that, to get warmed up for the show.
Oh,
the
play it again.
broad-bodied
That is
beast
good.
has...
The
The broad-shouldered beast has the body of a bear.
The broad-shouldered beast has the body of a bear. The broad-shouldered beast has the body of a bear. Yeah, that's pretty good.
You got to
actually.
say that while looking into a mirror, though. Just get yourself pumped up.
Feels
You're the
good.
broad-shouldered beast with the body.
It's like
of
a
bear.
workout, just saying those words.
not
It's like
bad.
a mantra. It's like Rob's Violet Flame.
Exactly.
We got a new song.
Yes,
We want to hear some broad-shouldered beast.
Burning with
The
desire.
broad-shouldered beast had the body of a bear. The broad-shouldered beast had the body of a bear. Yeah, it does kind of
All
have a ring
right.
to it.
Calm down. But did you hear that guy with the gentle voice in that whole news clip? That is a man named Ron Coffey. I don't know, possibly in relation to Chip.
Oh,
That's
finally.
a Mystery Monday of its own. But
Yeah, that goes against his name. You think he'd be all hyper with a name like Coffee.
well, let's hear more from you're right, from the soft-spoken and ironically named Ron Coffey, researcher of supernatural species.
But I do not discount that many eyewitnesses. Everybody's not imagining things and making it up.
He's not found any bones or remains, but says he can prove Bearilla exists with
The
this.
stride was about 5 feet.
It's a plaster cast of a footprint. Coffee says he found the tracks last winter, right here in Bath County, and it matches the description of a Bearilla's foot.
Every single legend is based on some kind of fact. Stories just don't materialize.
Yeah, he's got a foot, at least a track of a foot from last winter. You heard the man.
Yeah, it was like people have described it. I guess you can't just make that up.
Stories don't just materialize.
Yeah,
no,
one would make
happens.
up something. No one's making up something as dumb as Bearilla. It's got to be real.
It does. It's a good point, though. I mean, he is right in a way that, like, it usually does start from something. Generally,
he's like, guys,
starts
this
from
is
something.
too dumb.
Yeah, someone sees a bear.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then they add a Rilla.
Exactly,
Yeah.
a confused sighting of something that they don't understand, and then it gets turned into something else.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
Just make it up. It's too stupid.
Exactly. But I'm going to give props to the Mystery Monday team of LEX 18. They kept their coverage really balanced by giving us a Bearilla skeptic. They gave him equal time, and here he is, rebuting the claims of Ron Coffey.
Coffey may have been researching Bearilla for more than 2 decades, but there's another person who's had his eyes on these woods for just as long, and he lives right across the street.
I think somebody's trying to start a good hoax. That's my opinion.
John Pugh says he has proof, too, that there's no Bearilla. His roosters and his chickens that roam the yard and have never been attacked by a monster beast.
At night time, it's always peaceful and quiet. You don't hear anything going on.
And that's enough for Pugh to know no 7-foot wolf-like creature is lurking in the woods across the way.
I'll believe it when I see it.
But Coffey says it's only a matter of time until another clue surfaces. Another eyewitness comes forward, proving Bearillas exist.
Yeah, maybe Bearilla doesn't like chicken. He only is like roadkill and kids by the creek. This guy,
He's a vegetarian.
What a
You don't
nightmare.
know.
They said this John Pugh guy, he lives across the street from Ron Coffey.
Across the street. That's the thing that started cracking me up.
Yeah, these neighbors
These are
feuding
just two
across the
guys.
road.
Like,
How small is this town?
Yeah, I mean, as skeptical as I could be about Bearilla existing, that's still kind of a bullshit argument to be like, well, my chickens haven't been attacked, so it must not be real. Yeah, maybe you have shitty chickens.
Bearilla is a strange passion. It's a strange passion, very specific. They're like, I like Bearilla. It's like, what's that? Well, let me tell you.
Well, he's just saying, like, I'm pretty much putting a buffet outside every single night for Bearilla, and he never shows up. So if he's not showing up for my buffet, then he can exist, is basically what this guy's saying.
Grow
it's a
healthier
stupid argument.
chickens,
Yeah, it's,
dude.
That's not a good argument at all. I mean, that's
Right?
no way to disprove a cryptid monster.
does that guy have a dog? Because maybe.
Well,
maybe his dog's a Bearilla.
Needs to scare it off. Yeah.
I like to think that we learn something every week, and I think last week, didn't we really learn what these cryptids are capable of, especially if you put ribs in a tree, that they can jerk it out of a tree,
yeah.
you know, like
do that.
Jerk that meat so hard.
So you think Bigfoot's jerked off a piece of meat?
Yes, I do.
Bigfoot can jerk off meat. Bearilla, he should be going to eat those chickens.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe not.
That's true.
Well,
That's a good point.
Bears eat like berries too and honey, so why not
Yeah, he
just
can
try
go
to
up
put
in
out
trees.
an
He
actual
can get-
bear-focused?
You know, say beehives and stuff. Bearilla can pull it off. He doesn't need to go. He's not
can
going to
jerk
go
it
to
off.
the one guy looking for him across the street from his house and go get found. Only one person in the world cares about Bearilla is Ron Coffey. He's not going near that guy.
And us, apparently.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
So this news story and other stories from eyewitnesses of the broad-shouldered beast, this sparked a very brief and mild interest in Bearilla. Because just a year later, this Kentucky cryptid would be featured on the documentary series Boogeymen, Monsters Among Us. This is a show we have discussed before. Remember our Hodag episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I actually love this show, to be honest. I love
It's a really well-done show. That's
everything
why I like
about it.
too.
It's one of the better cryptid shows I think that are out there, because like even just the music, that like theme that they have is fucking great. I love it
They have
every
a lot
time
of
it
great
plays.
mysterious jazz music used in this show, sometimes inappropriately, but I'll save that. So let's hear what Bearilla is up to in Kentucky.
For centuries, locals have been told that the forest hides aggressive, potentially lethal creatures. The last on this list, the Bearilla, a biped with werewolf-like features.
I'm Jason Caldwell. I'm 31 years old. I've lived in Mount Sterling, Kentucky my whole life. I like to hunt, fish, and take care of my kids.
My name is Jeff Caldwell, and I'm his father. Got a great son here. I'm really proud of him.
It's been 15 years since Jason saw Bearilla. The encounter has haunted him ever since.
Yeah, Yeah, we got Jason Caldwell. He's just a normal guy. He fishes, he hunts, he reproduces. But Bearilla haunts him.
Why did he read us his Tinder profile? What was that about?
That was weird. I like to take care of my children, ladies.
Did you guys catch Jason's dad's name? Play soundboard 3.
My name is Jeff.
I did not catch that.
Wow, that's fucking really freaking close to the original clip of.
Yeah, play the original.
My name is Jeff.
It is
so
really close.
Really close. Really freaking close.
That's even funnier.
Now we got My Name is Jeff in the wild. That's amazing.
Yeah.
A wild Jeff appeared.
I guess it was bound to happen at some point.
Yeah. Well, Jason, the son of Jeff, he has had a horrifying experience with Bearilla. It went something like this.
Well, Jason, he always has been a hunter, you know. After this, he's uncomfortable being in the woods now by himself, you know. And I can understand why, you know.
Summer 99, me and 5 other guys camping. No drinking that night at all. You know, it was just good, clean fun. We go to sleep, 3 of us stay in the truck, 3 of us sleep in the tent, it's a small tent. Guys hear something, wake me up. It says something's around the tent. Open up the tent and look. I seen it 40 yards away, tall, 6 foot, 6.5, 7 foot tall, gray, silver-like creature.
It's just a bunch of guys are having some good, clean fun. And then Bearilla is there to ruin it.
Yeah, Bearilla brought booze and ruined our sober night.
Ruined the good, clean time of 3 guys sleeping in a car?
Well, hold on. 3 guys are in a car.
Shitty.
3 guys are in a tent. He really emphasized them being sober because that is, I guess, a plus to this story. It doesn't make it less homoerotic, just more believable. So, Jude, what are you saying? There's 3 in the truck. There's 3 in the tent, just like God asked us all to do. Play soundboard 4.
Me and 5 other guys camping. No drinking that night at all.
I don't know why I had that.
Okay.
But, play 5, too, because this one's a bit more on the nose.
3 of us sleep in the tent. It's a small tent. Guys.
It's just a 3-guy tent. There's no funny stuff going on out there. Just living life sober.
Yeah, that's the size that they make them, too. They have just the sober tents if you need to sleep with 2 other guys, and they're... Like, I thought I always did like a 2-person tent or a 4-person tent.
I was gonna say I love my 3-guy tent. That's
3-man tent. No, I mean three guys side by side. There's nothing. It
goes 1, 2, 4, 6. There's no 3.
Yeah,
I gotta take a look at this guy's tent.
Listen, you've never gone camping before, at least not properly.
Oh, right.
At least not with
Never
2 other
slept
guys.
in a truck with 3 guys. Come on, in the bed of the truck. I'm assuming is where they're laying. So here's some more detail of this famous attack by the Bearilla.
You know, it wasn't a human-like face, a little bit of a long muzzle, and then it was gone. It was just a feeling I've never felt, you know, seeing something like that. The other guys immediately had fear. I had fear after, I told them what I had seen. They was ready to go like I was. And, the other guys was with us. They wasn't in the tent. They didn't get to see it. They didn't believe us. But we left. We got out of there. So we haven't been camping back there again.
Those other guys were preoccupied. They didn't even get to see what Jason Caldwell has seen. He saw Bearilla, but all the other guys, their eyes were on other things.
Well, it's
the stars, Russ.
Yes. Good. It's stars. He was so distracted by the stars, he didn't see a Bearilla outside. So the guys in the tent saw the Bearilla, but not the guys.
No, just him. He's the one guy. Those other 2 guys, their eyes were on something else. It sounds like a werewolf, though. It sounds like Dogman werewolf, but I think that's actually what Bearilla is supposed to be. If maybe Dogman is just misidentified as a misidentified creature.
For some reason in my mind, I'm picturing like a much heavier set Dogman. Like maybe this is just like an overweight Dogman, like a big guy,
but it's a bear. He's a bear gorilla more than anything. Maybe it's not
the gorilla. I don't know where this gorilla thing comes from. The idea
That's
that monkey
what I was saying before.
The cause of this incident is completely ridiculous. There's no gorillas anywhere near Kentucky. It's not a thing.
There's Bearilla.
And then they describe the dog-like snout, and so I think it's just a dog man who likes cheeseburgers instead of chicken.
Maybe so. I don't know. But his male friends, they didn't believe him at all. But there was one guy who did believe in him, and that was his dad. What was his name again?
My name is Jeff.
His name is Jeff.
Yes. So let's hear from his dad.
You know, I believe what he said, you know, because, well, in 96, I was coming home from a coon hunting competition about 4:30 in the morning, and I come around the road and in a curve, and there was something come off the road, you know, and cross the road, about 6-7 foot tall, you know, and it had a sort of a muzzle like pointed ears, or silver like brown, you know, just different colors. And then I just swerved over, and then it just turned and went off over the hill, you know, and I'm gone and it's gone. Who's going to make up a story like that, you know?
I mean, you'd be surprised. We hear a lot of them, actually.
You know, you would, you know. I think...
Especially when you can't say what kind of color it is. It's silver. It's all kinds of colors.
His vocal tick is very distracting for me, constantly saying, you know. I think the editor of this was probably going crazy trying to figure out how to make this guy not say, you know, every 2 seconds. But he was just probably, at a certain point, probably threw his hands up in the air and was like, there's nothing I can do with this. I'm sorry.
Nothing I can do, you know.
You know. And then I figured his son, too. I was like, oh, when his son started talking, I was like, there's no way he's going to do the same thing. Exactly the same thing.
Well, all I know is his name is Jeff. Like, and he was out there. He's out there coon hunting in 96, 4:30 in the morning. It's a late coon hunting event. And there it is, Bearilla. So father and son have both seen this thing.
Intergenerational Bearilla.
Yes, you know? It's a very like an abduction case. You're right. Yep. It's intergenerational Bearilla contact. But now we're going to hear from the champion of the Bearilla. That's right. Remember Ron Coffey? The guy we heard on the news earlier?
How could I forget?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he is going to explain how this creature got the name Bearilla.
Well, first off, the name. How did it get that name? Back in 1972, a farmer saw it walk across the road in front of him, described as solid white, long-haired, rather hunched over. But anyway, he was the first person to actually go to the media about it in 1972. And the only words he could think of to describe it was it's half bear and half gorilla. The news media picked up and called it the Bearilla. So that's how it got to be the Bearilla. And then there was a whole rash of sightings along about that time. Most people just describe it as basically people use the word werewolf as being the best description, and I hate to use that word because people automatically get the wrong idea. I don't believe in werewolves, not in the traditional sense, but that's the description most people give. It looks like a werewolf.
Yeah, he's right. I like Bearilla better now. And that guy Ron Coffey, he don't even believe in werewolf, just Bearillas, and he also believes in Bigfoot, and he believes in every other cryptid too. But
I believe in my own individual cryptid, but not a werewolf.
Did he say werewolf or weird wolf? He said weird wolf, right? Because I love weird wolf. I think that's great. Like the nerdy werewolf is the weird wolf.
You might have to clip that one in post and just put it in here. We need a little werewolf. Yeah, he said he definitely.
People use the word werewolf.
He's got a fun Kentucky accent, but this is the guy. He's doing better than he was on the news. He's not whispering to us. It's not a secret anymore. He can actually talk. Whoever's directing this is making him actually speak.
Yeah, he sounds awake now. Like I don't know. He sounds like a completely different person.
You know those news shows? They always film these dumb segments probably like 5 a.m. He hadn't, he wasn't ready to do it there. He's up there, yeah. Now he's full. He's gone full coffee. And Ron Coffey has good reason to believe in Bearilla. He has seen the beast for himself.
Cousins and I were someplace we weren't supposed to be, of course. We saw what looked like a very large dog walking on all fours toward us. He comes up on 2 legs and lets that kind of a screech, howl type sound. It was tall, had very long pointed ears, real long elongated snout, and actually begins to chase us on 2 legs. Chased us probably about 20 feet, and then it veered off into a little trail back into some brush and disappeared. But it moved very quick, and it was very adept on 2 legs. A bear doesn't move that way. A dog doesn't walk on 2 legs. So it had to have been something totally different to what we're used to.
Yeah, you heard it. Is this going to be a regular bear or a dog?
I'm sorry. Did he just say that bears can't walk on hind legs?
Not like this.
I've seen both.
They can take a couple
chased
steps.
him for 20 whole feet.
That's what I'm saying. This thing chased this guy for 20 feet. That's not very far. And he's just he just effed off down some trail.
Yeah. That part did kind of seem strange. Usually, like an animal, if they're going to chase you within 20 feet, they're going to finish the job, right? They're not just stop.
Dude. I saw this video of like a mountain lion that was not even trying to chase a person for prey. It was trying to kind of chase them away, get them away from their young. And that thing, it pushed them like, video.
That video
quarter
is
of a
insane.
mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's not 20 feet.
This thing's built for distance, not for speed. and Ron was just a kid then, and he has never seen it since, but he's never going to forget it. And remember, we heard that news report. In 2012, there's this huge flap of violent Bearilla attacks in the same area of Kentucky. And it was reported on by freelance journalist Afton Fairchild. And here's what Afton Fairchild discovered.
There were just a lot of farm animals were mauled. It was over and over the same type of attack. It was the face off, the ears were off, the tongue was out. I think it was over like a span of 5 weeks that this happened. None of them were eaten, just mostly just viciously attacked, like it was almost for sport. So whatever the creature was that did this didn't really leave very many traces behind, so it was just confusing to the residents.
It sounds like something else now already, right? It sounds like cattle mutilation. She said it took its face off.
Yeah.
They had no faces.
Afterwards.
Such dramatic music. Yeah, that's kind of horrible, and that doesn't make me think that it's a cryptid either, because cryptids are still animal enough to, like, when they kill things, they eat them.
They would eat them, right? He would eat it for a reason. He was not just proving a point to go mess with all these animals he's finding.
They're yummy.
How many mutilated animals are going to pop up this season also, by the way?
Yeah, that's definitely our theme this season.
I hope that's not a trend, you guys. I don't want to talk about mutilated animals every week.
No, every time. I'm thinking this is going to be fun. A bear or a Godzilla or whatever it might be. A Bearilla. Sounds fun. And then if they always take it to this at some point.
They always take it to the next level. Always take it to the next level.
People always take
Man,
it
what
to
are
the
these
next level.
Bearillas really up to, man?
The media.
Well, yeah, they did say that the media even created the name Bearilla. So the media is definitely propagating this here. But if you are wondering how she came to the conclusion that Bearilla was the cause of these incidents, she tells us.
I've spoken with a local cryptozoologist about the incidents, and I know that he's very credible, in my opinion, and he's sort of related it to what could possibly be known as a Bearilla.
In his 40 years of research, Ron has studied dozens of cases of bloody attacks attributed to Bearilla.
Yes, Ron Coffey. The Bearilla is his go-to for everything. He just shows up when something's going on. He's like, hold on. I think it might be Bearilla again.
Yeah, someone's house gets broken into and robbed. Bearilla.
Yeah. Bearillas walk on legs. They can go 20 feet at least. The thing was very close to get there.
And the way that chick said it, too, the witness that just got interviewed, that sounded more like the pasta brand than anybody else has pronounced it.
I will say, this cryptid is hard to find info on. This cryptid does not have like a Wikipedia site, even a cryptid wiki. And also Bearilla pasta constantly comes up when you try to look for this thing.
Yes, Bearilla pasta.
Yeah, okay, don't get me wrong. I know how it's supposed to be pronounced.
I know,
yeah.
I've got 30 boxes of that in my pantry right now.
Now you're going to be haunted with images of the thing's faces coming off when you see it. It's the worst.
That was another thing. I thought maybe this was a South American cryptid initially going into it. I thought maybe it was like a Bearilla sort of a situation. Yeah, I don't know.
It could still be. I mean, cryptids do move around. You see like the chupacabra apparently can be in Texas and Oregon for some reason. The same way that Bigfoot goes from the northwest to
so maybe this
all
is
over the place.
A Bearilla.
It could be a
Bearilla, tortilla, whatever it is. Yeah. It does go north. It does seem to want to go north more than anything. It is seen in Canada and Michigan and Wisconsin, but it does sound.
It sounds like an exquisite dish.
Yeah,
it does. Well, not this one, because we're gonna hear about one of these bloody Bearilla. Now I can't even say it.
Bearilla.
I want to say Bearilla now.
Bearilla.
Got me. But we're gonna hear about one of these bloody Bearilla attacks now from good old Ron Coffey.
Really, the first modern sighting happened actually in 1944. A teenage boy was fishing, and it actually tried to take his fish. And he described some creature came up out of the bank. He described it as large, wolf-like, silver gray hair. So he put up a fight with the thing. Now, he lost. He said it turned around and actually grinned at him and walked on off with the fish, but he had to be treated at a hospital for deep lacerations.
The Bearilla grinned at him? But did it wink at him too?
Yeah, he's like, all right, I see you over there.
Yeah, it was a fair fight.
Still gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, he grins and winks because he knows no one's gonna believe him. He's like, I took your fish. Go ahead and
Yeah,
tell
poor
me
kid
about
lost
it.
his fish. He should have worn his new fishing sneakers and chased him down and get that fish. You know, it can't run that far.
Yeah.
20 feet, that's it.
That's actually a good point. He may have gotten away if he had fishing sneakers. It may not have been as big of an issue.
But Bearilla is also linked to a fatal attack involving humans. And here is Ron Coffey again with the details of this Bearilla event from 1981.
The police found a camper. Door ripped off, blood smeared on the camper, and they found remains of people, not whole bodies, remains of people. One of the hands was clutching a handful of grayish hair. And they actually found the girl, too. She was up in a tree about 20, 30 feet up in a tree hanging over a branch, what was left of her. And the tree bark had the same grayish colored hair that was in the hand. And then it just basically stored as dried up. And some of the original responders have said that they were actually threatened by government officials not to tell anything they had seen, because actually the whole economy of that area is based on that recreational area. You know, you wouldn't want something like that to get out. That would not be good for the economy.
Wait, this is the same story as the Beast of LBL. It's the exact same. It is the Beast of LBL. I was wondering why Elijah Henderson didn't have anything Bearilla related on any of his channels. It turns out he does. It's just under a better name. Dogman or Beast of LBL or Harry Gets Scary, one of those.
Yeah.
You know, that does kind of make sense that they'd be the same. I mean, it lends credibility to each other's stories that there's something out there. And then definitely don't talk about it, Ron Coffey.
Well, yeah, there's just one guy out there who just has a different name for Dogman, and he's just trying to trick everyone and say, no, this is Bearilla. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is the Dogman. Like, in this one town, it's just a regional thing.
That kind of that put it into perspective for me, though, about like cover-ups, a whole new perspective kind of like why the government would want to cover certain things up. It's not like they didn't cause Bearilla. They just don't want to cause problems with the economy. They don't want people to stop going to this recreational area. So I've never really thought about it like in that way, that like the government is just trying to protect their money. It's all about just keeping that money flow going and keeping tourists coming to the area.
Keep the tourists going. You don't want to hurt the Bearilla Pasta Company either. It's a PR move on their part to keep this thing down.
This is just harmful. Like, Ron Coffey needs to shut up.
Every time someone starts talking about this thing, I can't help but think about the guy who talked about Bigfoot having yellowish gray hair. Every single person.
Dirty gray turned into yellow.
They just are
Thank you, Rob.
always.
That's what I was holding my tongue about.
Hold on. I'll say that.
Got that dirty gray.
Tim Peeler references are going to be coming right around the bend. And
okay. I was like physically agitated.
Oh my God.
We gotta talk about it being
much.
dirty gray turned into yellow.
So many times they described it. And there's multiple people, different people describing it exactly the same way. Grayish.
Exactly
It's
the
grayish,
same way.
silverish, grayish.
Silvery.
Yeah, we get
All
it.
kinds of colors. That's a Bearilla getting back there.
Probably was. It all lines up now.
So even though from everything we have heard about Bearilla being this particularly dangerous cryptid, Ron Coffey meets up with that guy Jason Caldwell, the son of Jeff. And they go and return to the Daniel Boone National Forest. That is where that young Jason Caldwell had his experience. And he's freaked out and he doesn't want to go back in the woods. But Ron Coffey takes them there and they go look for Bearilla. And the campsite where Daniel and his friends, they met Bearilla, where the truck was in the tent, it's a very dense forest now. Daniel says it doesn't look like anyone's been here since 15 years. But Ron Coffey, he finds some important clues in this Daniel campsite.
Because something's definitely used this for a trail. So it's broke off branches all the way through here. Always look up in a tree. They've been known to climb. But you can see where something's actually chipped the bark out here. Usually with Bearilla, you'll have more like a claw mark. Possibility right here, some claw marks. This looks more like what we associate with the Bearilla. Long claw. You can see it's out this way. I think there's something a few feet in front of us. We've been hearing something right ahead of us here since we started. It's not leaving.
Most wild game would have done ran off, but something is definitely staying.
I'd say it's probably not much farther than the other side of that brush. Just enough to stay out of sight.
Yeah, Ron has this keen eye for Bearilla evidence. Everything he sees, he's like, see this tree? Oh, yeah, this is definitely Bearilla has scratched this tree. It's definitely Bearilla. He's like, oh, look, it's actually our trees here, and Bearilla likes to be in trees. That's a good clue. We're in a good spot.
I know. I don't understand how when a cryptid or whatever is so elusive and so rare that somebody can be such an expert on it with having such a small encounter.
Yeah. And, how do you know it's up in the trees? This thing is like the Predator. It's like the Predator just standing up there on a branch, just watching you from above. Like, what are we doing here?
This is what Rilla in the name. A gorilla DNA is implied in this thing. Of course it's going up in those trees. I don't know if he's trying to freak out poor Jason, though, because he's like, yeah, I could tell Bearilla is probably just like a few feet away, and the woods are just so thick, we can't see him right now. Jason was terrified of this thing, and now he's just telling him that Bearilla is stalking them in the Bearilla-infested woods in the dead of night. It's a lot like last week with the poor filmmaker and Rick Dyer. But this time it's Jason, but he doesn't seem scared. He seems to be getting over it. And if this guy, Ron Coffey, he is the champion of the Bearilla. But the next guy they bring on, this guy has to be his nemesis. We're going to hear from biologist John Cox about what he thinks of all this Bearilla hoopla.
Kentucky's been explored by Europeans since the mid-1700s. When the explorers came in, there were bears everywhere. They slaughtered bears pretty prolifically, but within a few decades, those species were wiped out of this area. At the turn of the century, when humans in the U.S. recognized that, look, we're wiping out a number of species, we decided to pass game laws and try to protect what biodiversity, what game species that we had left. Really, it wasn't until the 70s where they started trickling it in any great numbers. And it's estimated we probably have somewhere between 300 and 500 bears in the state. My best guess for what people have seen in the woods would be that it could be a young black bear.
That music is way too upbeat to be discussing slaughtering entire species of animals. It's like, doo-doo-doo, and then the bears were all killed for you.
It's Seinfeld. Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, this must be the inappropriate jazz Russ was talking to us about.
I like
this
it.
Is the part.
I love it. I really enjoy it.
You would because of the whole Seinfeld thing because you're from New York.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. It keeps the story moving along.
You know what? This Bearilla guy seems like a real smooth cat.
Exactly. That was exactly what I was thinking.
His explanation is the most rational, though. He says, yeah, we killed bears. Bears were wiped out of this area, but then we passed laws and conservation, and bears are back, and it's a bear. Like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe it's a bear. This guy is the biologist. He didn't go gorilla. That would have been absurd in Kentucky. He's like, it's probably just a regular gorilla. They're back.
Right? It's kind of like...
They're back!
I don't remember who said it before, but exactly. Like, where's the gorilla part of this? And I think it is just, it's like a weird...
I think we've all said that before, Drea. Like, where's the gorilla?
True. I guess I'm the last person to finally be like, where's the gorilla part, guys?
It would have been great if he prefaced it at the end. He was like, maybe people are just seeing a young black bear or a gorilla.
Yeah.
It did say gorilla, though. It did really just stop there.
Yeah.
Because here's the rest of it. Here's more from biologist John Cox.
It's very common that if you do see a bear, it's foraging around trees or something, that it could easily reach up to pull a beehive out of a tree. And when a bear raises up on two hind legs, it looks very humanoid. Its hands are sort of long. But a lot of times people don't get that second glance, or they're not experienced enough to look where the details are. And sometimes, your eyes play tricks on you.
He just called out Ron Coffey big time. Because Ron himself said there's no way it could be a bear. It has to be some kind of Rilla in there to do the thing that they've reported.
Yeah,
He's the back legs of a Rilla.
Didn't you see the Illa part? I don't get it, Mr. Biologist. I like the biologist. He's making a lot of sense.
I like him too.
Somewhere along the line, a gorilla fucked a bear is really where we're heading. Where the story is heading, I feel like.
To have happened.
Well, obviously, Rob. Yeah.
They got a 2-person tent, not a 3-guy tent.
I'm really getting nervous.
Species tent was back in the day. In this
the closer we get, the more nervous I get.
Always some weird stuff going down in Kentucky. I didn't clip any of it, but Drea, you'd appreciate this. At one point, they bring up the fact that Kentucky is known for moonshine and bourbon stuff like that, and they were like, maybe just people were drunk and saw this. Like, no, not everyone's drunk here. So they had to they did emphasize that Kentucky is known for its spirits in the woods, literally.
Yeah, but Jeff's son did not partake in any moonshine.
Not at all. He had to say that. I think that is why he said that earlier. People would have been like, "You were probably drinking moonshine. You guys are still out there." Like,
I know I'm from Kentucky, but
not why all us guys were out there.
We did bring the still with us.
Yeah.
We didn't drink that night.
Yeah, like, we don't get half our own supply.
One guy probably brought like a 6-pack, and he was like, "No, we're not doing that tonight. This is a clean night, okay?"
Anthony,
Leave that in
what are
your
you
fridge."
thinking?
We're looking at the stars, bro.
Yeah, stars in each other's eyes, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but speaking of stars in his eyes, that's when later he meets Ron Coffey, the guy pushing the Bearilla agenda. Ron Coffey is a true believer through and through, unfortunately, and he and Jason Bearilla, their hunt ends unsuccessfully.
He could be on the other side of the bush right now. We couldn't see it. It's just the vegetation is so thick, and so much of Kentucky is like what we're standing in now. So it would be very easy for a Bearilla to hide in this type of wilderness. That might be a usable track, but it's not very well defined. I'm going to try to cast it. Like I said, this track isn't very deep at all. I've got doubts if it's going to make anything, but we'll try. We've probably gone a half a mile or better back into the woods. Something is staying just a few feet out of our sight, always in front of us. Whatever this is watching us.
Dead end. The plaster cast reveals nothing.
Yeah, he couldn't even get a track on this thing, but he constantly is saying that no, the Bearilla is right here. He's just a few feet away. We just can't quite see him.
He's watching us. I know it. I mean, I'm surprised at some point he didn't burst out with like a Bearilla call.
No, he didn't. Right. He did keep himself together and not do that. But he did have a nice brown vest like a Lauren Coleman. He did look like a cryptozoologist. He dressed the part.
Good. That's the least that we can ask for from these guys.
There's a little bit of bright side too, because this Jason guy, he seems to be getting over his fear of being in the woods. So maybe Ron has helped in some unintentional way here.
Yeah, if you can handle being out in the Bearilla-infested woods in the dead of night, then you can handle anything.
Yeah.
He's doing that thing that mountain monsters do where they like completely disregard all other animals except for the cryptid when they go out into the woods.
I'm like, so glad you said that.
There's only one animal that can be in the woods, and it's whatever they're looking for.
This is the Bearilla's natural habitat. Yeah, it's called the woods. He loves trees. He must be here. But
so
in his defense,
disrespectful to deer. So disrespectful to deer. So disrespectful to raccoons. All the other animals and wildlife that are out there. They should be acknowledged.
You're right.
I was thinking the same thing though, Rob. Like they need to get out there and set up some traps and stuff. Mountain monsters need to get on the Bearilla thing.
I'm sure they know about him. I'm sure they know.
He didn't have a lot
Bearilla.
of traps. Yeah, he brought a lot of stuff with him, but he didn't bring any kind of traps. He brought plaster. He's like a very old school. He brought plaster. Yeah, he brought like a compass and a map. I don't know what he was doing out there. But in his defense, Ron Coffey, he brings up a good point about the possibility that Bearilla could be out there.
Well, there's all different theories. Some theory is it's just an undiscovered canine. Kangaroo was once a cryptid. Platypus was once a cryptid. We know now what they are, but they were a legend at one point. And I'm sure that the Bearilla one day will be known, but right now we don't know what they are.
That's true, technically. I mean, every animal up to a certain point, probably about 150 years ago, has been some kind of cryptid. Platypus, play Soundboard 6. Yeah, I know you want to hear it.
Platypus was once a cryptid.
Can we do an episode on platypus, please? Yeah. That would be so much fun. I don't know anything about them. They're like half bird, half beaver. What are those things?
Dude,
what the fuck is
they're like a duck beaver.
It's got feet like a duck, but it's furry. It's all in my wild.
And then their thumbs can poison you. It's creepy.
Legitimately, those things are like a real life living cryptid that we know actually exists. They should get more respect.
Actually,
they deserve
honestly,
more acknowledgement.
Rob, I'll back you up on this 100%. We should get the platypus.
Dude, they're like a living Pokemon. There. It's the only Pokemon that really exists on the planet Earth, I'm pretty sure, is the platypus.
That's what I'm convinced about a lot of cryptids. You know, it's like if somebody described a platypus, even drew it, but there just weren't very many, they would probably exile him from the village.
Who knew that all the Ron Coffey had to do was say platypus, and Rob was like, all right, forget it, I'm on board now. You're right, Bearilla is real.
100%,
like a duck.
I'm into it.
It's got thorns in its hands.
You got to get into his vibe, though, because like I said, he's a very old-school cryptid hunter. He's all about the tracks, so he casts the plaster, and the Bearilla is like his Gene Simmons. This dude has drawers and drawers of casted footprints or paw prints, whatever they are. But again, that biologist, John Cox, he's going to dismiss that entirely.
But tracks can be very deceptive because the way they look depends on the substrate that you find them in. If you find them in mud, then it's likely that that animal is going to hit that mud and it's going to slide, just like a person would when they step with a boot. And that track's going to be distorted.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I didn't really think about that as far as tracks go. That's a very good point. So far, this makes sense.
Substrates, man.
You know, so far.
This makes sense. And these tracks, yeah, definitely these tracks could be unreliable. Maybe they should focus on other kind of evidence. I don't know, like pictures or filming this thing or catching one, Rick Dyer
Sounds, yeah.
Other people seeing it besides him and a person in the middle of the night.
Yeah, literally, there's been no Rilla. There's no Rilla.
It just looks like one. Just looks like one, that's all.
So he's just like a husky dog man.
Yeah.
It looks a lot more like paw things. The plaster cast that he shows, he's like, look, and you can see like the little dog, the beans of the paw right here. I'm like, wait, I thought this was a bear or gorilla. Like, why does it have that?
Why is this guy acting like he's like completely breaking apart the whole footprint theory because just by saying that they slide their feet when they walk, like
in the mud.
Does that mean that like no foot? Yeah. So no footprint cast is.
So is my grandma.
What is he trying? What point is he trying to make here? I don't understand what the point is.
He's trying to ruin this man's whole career.
Yeah, it's not working. That doesn't work for me.
Here's another theory of what Bearilla could be, and man, I had to pull this, and thank God we've been talking about Tim Peeler.
Another theory that's actually this creature may be a creature that we once thought was extinct that is now actually not extinct. It's known as the Empicylon or bear dog. Now, scientists have always agreed that it was here at least 100,000 years ago, but scientists have always disagreed as to when it became extinct.
The early ancestor of the dog and the bear family would be something that sort of looks like a blend between these two creatures. It would be much more rounded, maybe not have so much of a long rostrum or snout, and be a little bit bigger bodied. So it kind of looks like a hybrid between those two species.
Yeah, it's Empicylon. The bear dog existed, and it existed in this area.
Hog dogs.
Bear dogs and hog dogs.
I can't believe he really called him that.
Yeah, it's great. That I can get behind.
That's its scientific name, Drea. It's called the bear dog. At least you heard it. Well, I don't know how scientific he is, but
how scientific Tim Peeler is. Yeah.
Tim Peeler's not scientific. Yeah, I'm talking about Ron Coffey more than Tim Peeler did, but he did call it Empicylon. He had a good word for it.
Yeah.
But that biologist John Cox, he brings up something about bears that I have to say I'm going to disagree with this. Check this out.
You know, people imagine bears walking around in these circus settings where they're walking and doing this kind of thing, but that's very unnatural for a bear to be able to do that for more than a few steps. If it really doesn't make sense for either a bear or a wolf to be able to walk around on two legs.
I don't know. I disagree. I've seen videos of bears playing hockey. I've seen videos of bears in
curling
in parks, doing all kind of things, walking around.
That's Russia. Okay?
Yeah, but
that's mostly in Russia.
Setting. Yeah, that's the circus setting that
I
he
saw
was
a bear
talking about.
Ride a bicycle.
Yeah, a unicycle even. But I still agree with you, Russ. It's that's just because it's unnatural or he thinks it's unnatural doesn't mean that it doesn't actually happen all the time. Yeah,
maybe they're evolving, and Bearilla is the next step in bear evolution. I mean, maybe I'm a bit of a biologist myself here.
Yeah. I've seen similar videos as well of just like wildlife. You see, like there was one I remember where there was just a bear walking around this like campsite going through garbage and stuff, but he was walking on his back feet. Yeah. And there's something about a bear when they do that. They look like a person in a bear suit. Like they really look like a person in a bear suit when they do
It's like
that.
It looks half terrifying, but also once they start like taking steps, then they look kind of stupid.
They look goofy when they walk around. Like
all their extra skin just like looks like a coat, and
doesn't look natural. But you notice as we go on in this, they're starting to drop the Rilla, and they're just kind of calling it the bear dog. I kind of like that. Like, oh, the bear dogs, and maybe next week we'll cover hog dogs if we can find that.
Oh,
and
man.
I might be joining Rob. I think I'm going to get back on Ron Coffey's side now, because here he is talking about the remains that are found of that Empicylon bear dog.
We find these remains, and that's exactly the same places that this Bearilla-type creature is also spotted. So I don't think it's a coincidence myself. I think that's what it is, a bear dog.
Yeah.
There's the music that I love at the end, too.
Yeah.
I think it's a bear dog.
Bear dogs existed in this area, the Empicylon, thousands of years ago. But still, I don't know, maybe somehow they returned.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to call it a bear dog and another thing to call it a Bearilla, because, again, no gorilla part of this, it's dog.
We didn't hear any gorilla reference to all this. There was no gorillas on this part of the world.
They're not walking on their knuckles. If anything, I would say it's that they were mentioning it like having silver hair on the back, like a silverback.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even make that
Drea,
connection.
you may have cracked the code.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was an accident, I swear.
Gray turn into yellow hair.
So Tim Peeler saw a Bearilla. Maybe we're going to update. Maybe I'll let him know. He could cash in more on Bigfoot than Bearilla. No one cares about Bearilla except Ron Coffey and that one guy, the guy whose Jeff was his dad. That's the only
Get
people.
away from here. Get.
The Bearilla.
Get away.
That works on all cryptids.
It does. You just got to tell them, get away.
You got to mean it.
Yeah, well, here's our final clip before we're going to wrap up this Bearilla discussion. And here is another great theory of what the Bearilla could be.
There is one school of thought that all the cryptids, such as the Bearilla or Bigfoot, could actually be ghosts of animals that once walked the earth. So, there's a possibility that it could be a ghost of a bear dog.
God bless America. We're entitled to believe anything we want to.
Yes, the ghost of a bear dog. We've talked animal ghosts before. We had that monkey ghost in Canada. I think we talked about a horse ghost. No, spirits and spirits. You guys talk about ghosts all the time. Maybe
oh, man,
Bearilla.
You're encroaching on our territory now.
Oh, Bearilla. Yeah, I had to scoop this. I knew you guys were quick on the hunt of Bearilla. I had to jump on it.
I
can't believe it.
Like this theory a lot.
I especially like hearing this theory over that music.
This is a very ancient ghost thing of Bearillas or whatever, bear dogs, Espositos, whatever we called them earlier. Those guys.
Oh, man. Jazzy.
Empicylons. It sounds like empanadas, and Bearilla sounds like tortilla, and it's very confusing to get these names right.
Yeah, dude, I'm so hungry now, especially when people say hog dogs. I think of hot dogs.
Could go for one of those right now.
Yeah, I can go for a hog dog right now.
Shout out to Julia's Empanadas in D.C.
Thank you, Bearilla, for everything. And that's going to be it for now. Drea, you got any final thoughts on the Bearilla?
It's a bear.
It's just a bear, nothing else.
It's a bear.
All right, what about as far as the naming goes? What do you like as a name? Do you think it should be called Bearilla or something else?
Yeah, I think Bearilla is just, it's so deceptive. And so, no, I think Bear Dog is kind of a cute name because it makes me think it's cuter.
Okay, what about you, Jude? Any final thoughts on the theories of Bearilla?
Well, it's definitely mostly Rilla.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mostly.
No, I'm going to go with Drea. Like Bear Dog... It sounds like a bear dog. It sounds like a dog man that's
It's just dog man. It's just
a little bit more down on his...
You can train it, maybe, to do some tricks.
Won't eat your chickens. Maybe Ron has trained these things. What about you, Rob? You got any final thoughts?
I love Bearilla. I think Bearilla is interesting. The name even itself feels unnatural if you think about it.
Bearilla.
So I don't know, man. I think that there's something out there. I think the idea of there being a heavy set dog man is also kind of cool. I think it's cool, man. I like it. I like Bearilla. I'm all for him. I believe in him, and I love the platypus comparison that he made earlier. Still, I'm still really stuck on that.
Platypus. As soon as he hit the platypus, Rob was all over it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's what Bearilla is.
Like,
it clicked. All clicked in my mind. I was like, holy shit, this is real.
All right, so be sure and answer this week's poll. It's going to be, what is the best name for the Bearilla? Should it just be called Dogman or Werewolf or Bear Dog or maybe just Bearilla? You can just stick with that. Let us know. Just go to unbelieverspodcast.com to vote. And we're going to get out now with more of that great Bearilla Woman song and its amazing lyrics.
Be careful what you do when you're drinking beer. Be careful what you do when you drink moonshine. You wake up in the morning, face to face, and you tell all your friends, wasn't mine. Was a Bearilla girl. She put her drawers back on.
Yes, thank you so much. The great Bearilla Woman song with its very awful lyrics.
I don't know. Does it remind you of Jimmy Buffett a little bit also? Kind of like...
Yeah.
It's like Jimmy Buffett, Weird Al kind of poke. So it's like,
kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, towards the end, it kind of reminded me of that, the Witch song.
Yes, kind of.
A little bit. It's got all of those vibes
The
mixed
Bewitched.
together. In which case, I would go to this concert.
I do think that is a new classic, though. That is a great.
I'm glad you like it.
I like talking about putting on the drawers, putting your drawers back on. Come on.
Yeah, I do like it though.
With the Bearilla.
He put a lot of work in it because he has put your drawers back on, and he says, "Put them on." It's like blue, like a little flare.
I love that. It's great, man. It's really well done.
A little flourish.
My drawers.
Yeah, no, you're right. Jimmy Buffett. Now I'm feeling
This isn't
festive.
Maybe I'm just exposed to it more being in South Louisiana. These Zydeco dudes are everywhere here. That's all you hear. There's an entire station that play nothing but Zydeco all weekend.
Wow, that's so weird. It's never come across
like-
my radar before.
Washington, D.C.
And I'm
has-
not that far away from
They
you.
actually have
DC
Zydeco festivals in California. I had to put it in a calendar once, so I was like, what the hell is this?
It just doesn't stop. The song just goes and goes. They do waltzes, and they have different names for it. But yeah, go check out Leroy Thomas with Bearilla Woman. But we're going to do something fun now. We are going to play a game. It is time for the 25,000 props pyramid.
Welcome back to 25,000 Props Pyramid. And now, here's your host, Rus Ryan.
All right. Hello. Thank you, everyone. Glad to be back. Welcome to the 25,000 props pyramid, the game where unbelievers play against each other to win valuable points for medals and prizes. And let's meet this year's first contestant, Michelle Durham.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hello, Michelle. Welcome to the show. So glad to have you here. Are you excited to play the 25,000 props pyramid? This is the first game of the year. You're getting in before everyone.
I'm very excited. I'm nervous, but excited.
Well, you definitely deserve to be here. You won the poll results from episode 103. You got a magnet coming your way,
Yay.
as everyone else. So let's meet your competitor for tonight, though. Here he is, Boner Yogurt.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, Boner Yogurt. Boner Yogurt is back. Why are you here, Boner Yogurt? Well, Boner Yogurt, you are our contestant today because you were last year's first contestant of the year when I asked, has anyone won poll results and want to play a game? And you said, I'll play. And then we realized you did not win poll results. You somehow snuck on. But whatever. We needed a competitor, and you were there for us. And guess what? You were there for us this year, too. So thank you so much. How have you been, Boner Yogurt?
I've been great.
Well, it's great to have you back. You did a great showing last year, but you guys are going to be playing the 25,000 props pyramid. That's where you will be paired with a celebrity partner that will give you 10 clues that you have to guess in a 2-minute time period. And here come those celebrity guests. Let's meet them now. We've got Drea, Mora, Jude Prestia, and Rob Okey. Come on out.
Hey.
Yo.
All right. You guys are all here. Wow, you have 3 to choose from, but there are only 2 of you. Michelle Durham, you have the first choice. Who would you like your partner for tonight to be?
I am going to have to go with Drea.
All right.
Yeah.
Michelle and Drea with the team and that Boner Yogurt. Who would you like between Charles Jude Prestia and Rob Okey?
Oh, Charles Jude Prestia, please.
All right, we got Boner Yogurt tied up
Thank
the
you, Boner Yogurt.
And so here we go. Here are the rules. And Rob is still in the wings. If you are unhappy with your partner after the first round, feel free to switch out for Rob. It is totally acceptable.
We can be fired, yes.
Probably going to be me.
Let's just go over what you. So your partner is going to give you clues to answer, to say 10 words, and you have got 2-minute time limit to say them. And let's look at the big board. Oh, Rob, that's why you're here. You got to get the big board up. So let's hear. These are tonight's categories to choose from. We have Squatch Talk, Conspiracy Corner, Creeping Cryptids, and Frauds and phonies. I'm going to go to Drea, Mora, and Michelle Durham. What category would you like to choose first?
Ooh, I'm going to have to go with the cryptids category first.
Creeping cryptids.
All right. She's going with
cryptids.
Creeping cryptids. Rob is going to put 2 minutes on the board. And here you go. Dre is going to give you clues to answer 10 things involving creeping cryptids. And hit the clock. And Drea, go.
Okay. So it's not cats, but the other associated animals.
Dogman?
Yeah, dude, you're so good at this. Okay, this one, you would think it goes oink oink. Also,
Pigman?
Mixed with
Pigman, that's it,
go. All right. So found in the forests of West Virginia, it's forest that is not mountainous, the opposite of mountains.
Flatwoods?
Oh,
yeah.
All right, go. Wow.
All right. And then, this one, they seen his ass. And it rhymes with ass.
Grassman?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
This one's oof. So not a demon, but a similar word, and then the state that's next to New York.
Oh God, Jersey Devil.
Okay, yeah.
You got it.
All right.
Okay.
This one sucks goats. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, Chupacabra?
Yeah.
Chupacabra, very good. Very good.
This one's got to do with it was in Napa Valley.
She's not gonna get this.
They're flying. They're flying monkeys.
Oh
basically.
God.
I know this
You
one
can
was like
skip
it's a
if you
weird
want.
word.
Skip. Okay, I'll skip now.
All right, this one's just the classic, the classic cryptid. Everyone's looking for him.
Bigfoot?
He's in the forest.
Bingo, yes.
Okay, this one's got like a big old statue. It's dumb and gross, like big long teeth. This one's so hard to. I knew this one was going to be hard.
Oh my God.
It's like it sounds like a hot dog, but it's not.
No,
I can say that, right?
I'm not taking that.
I
Go,
didn't
Ted,
say
go to the
it.
next one. Last one.
All right. All right. This one, a tadpole grows up and mates with a human.
Oh God.
Maybe.
Oh.
Grow up.
Oh
to
my
be
God.
tadpole?
Tadpole?
Like, yeah.
Frogman?
No.
Yes.
there you go.
All right, go.
Nice.
You can go back to 7.
right.
Go back to 7. You got time.
All right.
Oh,
So,
oh,
yeah,
God.
this one. Oh God. Okay, so it sounds like a shoe
I'm-
that's not Nike. So it's there's that's as close as I can say
Oh,
to like
it's
what
a
the
Reebok.
word sounds like.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Damn.
All right, that's it.
Wow.
Very,
Right.
very good.
Look at me.
On
No, good job,
the
Michelle. You were like on
Thank you.
Very good showing, Michelle. You got 9 there. Let me see if I can help you with the one you missed. Wisconsin, me and Aaron talked about it, and it had horns.
Dogman? I don't
know. It was the Hodag. It was the Hodag.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
a tough one.
Hodag.
Okay.
Now,
I knew that one was going to be hard.
so Boner Yogurt, you're hearing this. Jude,
Man, tough.
you
tough,
guys got to
tough.
pull
That
it
is
together. So
Stiff competition.
Man, very good.
So, Boner
Yikes.
Yogurt, you get to choose between Squatch Talk, Conspiracy Corner, or Frauds and Phonies. What's it going to
No.
be?
Jude knows me better than any person ever, so I'm gonna let him pick my category for
All right,
me.
pick a choose.
Oh God. Really?
I know which one you're going to
Oh,
pick.
the pressure just hit him.
I
so
feel like
hard.
I got to go with the conspiracy corner. Just
All
'cause
right.
I
That's
feel
a
like
good one.
That's
Feels good.
There you go.
All right. Conspiracy Corner. Rob, put those 2 minutes back on the clock.
Ready.
And Jude, go.
Okay, people drink this out of the blood of children. They terrify them. It gets you amped up.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah.
Jack, ding, ding, ding.
Take it.
Okay, she's from Canada. She loves skater boys.
Avril Lavigne.
Ding, go.
This is a phenomenon named after things change in the past, and we don't understand why. Berenstein Bears versus
Mandela Effect.
Ding,
Thank
go.
you.
That's it. Good.
These guys had an album that was ripped out of a different dimension. They're named after an insect. It's a musical group that's very popular.
You can skip it.
Skip.
Okay.
All right, go.
This is like our 3rd episode, named after a Disney character, and it involves Spider-Man and this Disney character, and they're like fucking around.
Elsa? Elsa Gate.
Yeah,
yes, ding. I'll take that.
Oh, that was a bad
idea.
Oh, man, that episode.
One, but they make shirts and underwear, and it's...
You can't say the word, though.
I know.
Fruit of the Loom. Fruit of the Loom.
Oh, you got it. All right, go to 7.
Yes. Okay, these people will bite you. They're
vampires.
8 foot tall. No, they're 8 foot tall, and they are like descendants Draco,
Dracula,
dinosaur, lizards.
Pass. We'll pass.
All right, pass.
This guy loves his human whatever hybrids. He was the governor of a state, and
Jesse Ventura.
Thank you.
Yes, you got it.
The body.
Yeah, exactly.
5 seconds on the clock.
5 seconds.
Go back to 7.
We had 2 more.
Okay. Oh shit. These people are behind everything.
Damn. All right, time.
Are you serious?
It's time.
Yeah.
I like how the 5 seconds were used to decide which question to go to. I'm sorry.
The ones you didn't get to were the Illuminati and Alex Jones. A bone of yogurt. Let me see if I can help. This is the biggest band of the 60s ever. Ringo, John, Paul. They were all in it.
Oh.
Let It Be. They did all that.
The Who. That's right.
Yes, there you go. Got that right there.
Monkeys.
And,
the Monkeys.
They were a huge influence on the Beatles.
Yeah. I don't think I could do better than Jude for reptilians. I'm not even going to try. I really tried to get those reptilians out of you. Wasn't happening, but you did fine.
You should have said that you don't get in bed with them. I think you probably will.
Don't get in bed with them. They run the Walmarts.
That's the one thing I do.
They love
Do.
You came in with 6, so now it is 9-6, and now we're going back to Michelle and Drea. You get to choose between Squatch Talk and Frauds and Phonies.
Squatch Talk. I think we're going to go with.
Squatch Talk it is. All right. Once again, we're going to put 2 minutes up on the clock. And Drea, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Hit the clock.
All right. This guy, he makes a lot of mouth sounds. He was on the first time we talked about. It's like rain, but not it's the opposite of rain.
Oh God.
Blank and arrow. Okay. All right, we'll go to number 2. We'll go to number 2. Okay, so this one, an animal that is striped and smells real bad, plus another word for like monkey.
Swamp ape. Swamp.
Okay,
something.
The first part is an animal with a black and white stripe and it sprays bad smells.
Skunk ape.
There we go.
Ding, go.
Okay. This is he peeks out from behind this, and it's also very popular in the 70s.
A bush.
Okay. All right. So this one, this lady wrote really sexy books about our guy. This one was going to be really hard too.
Skip this one. Just skip this one. Skip it.
All right. This one, you would shear this animal for its wool.
A sheep.
And then the second part of that is
Sheepsquatch.
Got it.
All right. Okay. So this one's short for Missouri monster.
Momo.
I can say that
Momo,
right. Yeah,
I'll take that.
Okay. And then, so when you don't know the answers to something, you call somebody who can look into the future or read about you.
Channeler. Maybe. Psychic.
Psychic.
All right. Okay. So one way that people try to find these things is by appealing to, when they're horny and stuff. So they make a certain sound, which is usually,
God.
They could for any animal. You're gonna want to attract it. When
Skip this one. Hurry up.
Next. All right. So the photos and video footage are notoriously hard to see. Because
blurry?
they are
10 seconds on the clock.
Sorry.
All right, this one is usually it's a snow version, icy.
And
a
Yeti.
Got it. That's it.
Cool.
Yeti. That's it.
We'll take that.
Do you have any
I don't think
time?
we can go back.
That's it.
All right, that was it. All right, you came out with. Whoa, what do we have here? 7 points there, so you end with 16 points. Very good showing. Let's see if I can help you with the ones you couldn't get. Oh, the first one, Drea was on the case. Yeah, if it's not the moon, it's the
Oh, I should have gone.
Sun?
Yeah.
Sunbow.
Okay. And
she knows. She knows. That's the thing.
It's somewhere in there.
And I don't think I can give you clues to get Lolita Young, or Drea even wrote erotica if too difficult.
I knew I should have just put erotica.
Yeah, that one was tough. You screwed yourself on that one. Drea.
Look, I wrote these and I still.
The last one was a mating call. Mating call is what she was trying to say. Yeah. But good showing, great showing.
Better.
I gotta say that was the hardest category so far too.
A wee boy.
Next to conspiracy
You did
corner.
great.
I don't know. Those both were pretty good. Very well done though. So this is the final
Thanks,
one.
guys.
Jude, Boner Yogurt. You guys have to do frauds and phonies. Are you guys ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right, Rob. 2 minutes on the clock. Jude, go.
Okay, so this is a time traveler, and the first word is like one. And then
two.
We're skipping it. I don't know.
Skip.
The big.
I can't take that. He said it. Go next.
Next one.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. Okay. So this lady talks about she's a channeler or the psychic that sees
Sylvia Brown.
things. Yeah,
Sylvia Brown got
it. All right.
Good job.
In England, these things are huge. They pop up overnight. People don't understand why they happen in fields.
Crop circles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Go.
God.
You can skip it if you want to.
Okay.
Skip that one.
Not channelers, but
pliers.
Oh gosh, it's so close. Like people who they have
psychics
stuff, like flow through them.
I don't know. Skip.
Okay. All right. I don't know where that come from. I'm a pedophile.
Pete Townsend from The Who.
You're so close. This guy had an alien documentary made about him, though.
It was the burrito. Did he go get burritos?
No, skip that. Go next.
Okay. Shit.
Oh man.
Damn it. Okay, we're skipping that one. And we're going to, if you want to know if someone's lying, there's a machine that...
Wishing machine.
Yes.
Oh, they're lying. Oh, wait, they're lying.
That's more reliable than this one.
10 seconds on the clock. 10 seconds.
You put things on you and they tell you if you're lying.
Scientology?
I don't know. It's might as well
all right,
be
time.
Xenu.
It might as well be.
Xenu.
That was a really hard category.
That was tough, man. That was tough.
This was a tough category. Yeah,
I feel I did pretty good, though.
When Jude was trying to tell you number one, time travel, that was single 7. Let's see if I can get you to get this one, though. Jay-Z Knight and this is their spirit monster. Rantha, ding.
Yeah.
Psychic. The crossing over. I'm a psychic.
That would have been like low blank.
I was gonna say if you're playing video games, you're not playing on easy. You're not playing on hard. You're playing on
medium.
Yeah, I was going for I would have gone for levels too.
I don't know if Judah could have done better with pedophile. Who said that was happen?
Pedophile.
That was Stan Romanek.
You got to say I'm a pedophile.
That was great. We got a sound clip of Jude saying I'm a pedophile, which I'm so happy I finally got that.
I don't know where that comes from.
If I ever need to use that against you, Jude,
I'm not saying what you said.
Oh, golly.
Great job, everyone, tonight. And the final score is Boner Yogurt with 8 and Michelle Durham and Drea with 16 points. That's 8 points going because I'm going to have to cut it in half with that. That's how much you get. And, hey, you're in there with 4 points for the year so far, Boner Yogurt. So you guys are already in first and second place of the year. But congratulations, Michelle Durham.
Oh, thank you.
Just won
Congratulations, Michelle.
all the fabulous props.
Here we go.
Cool.
And thank you so much for being on, Michelle, Boner Yogurt. We'll have you back soon. And that's it. Thank you for playing the 25,000 Props Pyramid. so great to play the game again. Congrats again, Michelle, for your big win. Thank you, Bono Yogair, chiming in. But man, we got all the segments this time. This is the episode to do it. When you're talking Bearilla, we can get all our other segments in here. So let's get into it. Let's hear the Unbelievers voicemail bag.
The Unbelievers mail bag.
Ooh, right in the mailbag.
Hey man, check your mailbox.
Hey, you got some new mail over here. Mailbag. The mailbag is cool. Mailbag.
Sup, bitches? It's mail time.
Once again, the Unbelievers voicemail bag back. Rob, you got some good voicemails for us?
We do. I think we have a couple this week. I guess we'll just get right into it. Here we go.
Hey guys, this is Corrupted Mask, and I've been drinking beer all afternoon, so you know what that means. You're going to get a crazy, wild voicemail. And today it doesn't have anything to do with anything related to the podcast. But since I have access to your platform, I just want to say, Hardee's or Carl's Jr., depending on whatever part of the country you're in, bring back the chili cheese fries!
They're gone?
I didn't know.
There you go. That's it. That's
it's an important message. We got to get out there.
That's the whole call.
Honestly, I didn't even know that they had them. Like, yeah, it's Carl's Jr. in California for sure, but either way,
it's Hardee's out here.
Yeah.
Hardee's territory.
I'm getting used to. Now I'm getting confused. It's like I never know what to call it now because I'm like bi-coastal.
Why do they do that? Why don't they just pick one? I don't understand why it's got to have multiple.
Yeah,
like, it's
Hardee's.
this one, but it's also this one, but it's this one also over here. Like, just make up your mind,
mayonnaise.
guys.
Like, just choose one.
Yeah.
Well, why does Coast to Coast have east of the Rockies, west of the Rockies? It's the same
because
thing.
Because directions are a thing.
These chains are all east of the Mississippi, west of Mississippi. Some people have Rallies. Some people have Checkers. Some people have Hardee's. Some people have Carl's Jr.
I thought that the first time I heard somebody call Rallies Checkers, I thought they were joking because of the checker pattern. I'm like, don't be an asshole.
What?
No, it's called Checkers. I'm like, okay.
No, I'll stick with Rallies.
Okay.
We had Rallies, and we had Seth Green saying cha-ching. Everybody loved it. That's how we knew our Rallies. But the thing no one has is chili cheese fries. So bring them back, Hardee's, Carl Jr., whoever's going to do it.
Give
all
that
right,
man
what else
some
we
cheese
got?
fries. All right, yeah, let's do another one. Here we go.
Hey guys, this is the Wombat Preservationist.
Hey.
Mrs. Wombat Preservationist had to go to bed. We just watched the 2020 remake of Wrong Turn.
What?
Pretty decent movie.
What is that?
Surprised it wasn't directed by M. Night Shyamalan. There's a big twist on the whole Wrong Turn.
Don't spoil
dynamic.
this. Cut it out.
Pretty sweet though. The kids go hiking on the Appalachian Trail.
Looking for Bearilla, right?
Lots of traps and shit like that. And
Monsters you're watching? I think this is Mountain Monsters.
Wrong Turn people. But it's a little bit different. I won't give it away because if you do watch it, it'll ruin it for you. But Matthew Modine is in it. He's
no
a
way.
Dad. He has searching for him.
It's pretty good.
I don't know. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty badass. There's a lot of gore. Normal Wrong Turn stuff. I don't know if it'll give it any rods because there wasn't really any.
Wait, so it was good, but it wasn't.
Real different.
It was good, but doesn't deserve it.
Didn't give him a rod.
No real.
Didn't get him going.
Stuff worthy of rods. So I don't know. Like,
Modine don't get you going.
I didn't get a boner. Sorry.
Because the one girl's kind of a badass, I guess.
Half a rod.
No, she's definitely a badass. And then I don't know, maybe four ominous rednecks.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Deuces, thank you so much, Wombat Preservationist. Have a nice rest, Mrs. Wombat Preservationist. Wrong Turn Universe. I don't know what he's talking about.
Me neither.
I've heard of these. I haven't seen these films, but I know that they're a popular horror franchise. I don't know them. I'm going to have to watch Wrong Turn. I'm going to have to do it now.
There's Wrong Turn people.
Yeah,
Matthew
man.
Modine is in it. Wasn't he in Stranger Things? Right?
Yes. He's Papa in Stranger Things. I like
Is he
him.
in anything else? Because I don't know. I don't recognize
He's
that
big
name.
time.
everything
A lot of
in the
80s
80s.
stuff. Big time 80s actor.
Stuff.
That explains a lot.
He disappeared and showed up on a show that looked like the 80s.
Yes.
So right
yeah, that's what they do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's actually a really good marketing move. Good for them.
Yeah, it's great. But
I'll be sure.
It's like that Marvel universe planning kind of thing where like they have like a 20-year plan where they're going to make him appear somewhere and then have him disappear.
Like, trust me, this plan, it's bigger than you. We have this all mapped out.
Thank you, Wombat.
Thank you, Wombat. We all have to check out the Wrong Turn verse. I'm so excited. Can't wait to get into it. And I have a message I want to say for Bono Yogair. I want to say happy birthday, Amber.
Happy birthday, Amber.
Happy birthday, Amber.
Happy birthday, Amber.
Dear Amber.
All right, and that's it for this week's Unbelievers voicemail bag.
The Unbelievers mailbag.
Ooh, right in the mailbag.
Hey, man, check your mailbox.
Hey, you got some new mail over here. Mailbag. The mailbag is cool. Mailbag.
Sup, bitches? It's mail time.
Woo!
All right. Great mailbag, but man, we got to get into it because we set it up last week, and this is a big one we haven't done in a while. So let's get into it. It's time for everyone's favorite is the SOS segment poll results. This week's poll, should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? And we're going to do it a little differently this week because we put this vote out not only on our regular poll results, I put a poll out on Twitter and in the Facebook group. And so now, but I guess before we get into it all, Drea Mora, what do you think the Unbelievers said?
God damn it. I know what they should have said, but I think what they did say is probably yes, which I don't agree with.
All right. What about you, Jude? What do you think the Unbelievers said?
I'm going to go with a big old yeah.
All right. What about you, Rob?
I think that they said yes, and I agree with them because
you want it to be yes.
You don't become the most famous Bigfoot hoaxer in the world for no reason, okay?
He's not the biggest. He just calls himself the biggest.
He's the most well-known Bigfoot hoaxer. He is.
Thanks to us.
No, before us he was. Long before us he was.
All right. It's one thing to hoax people, all right? That's all I'm going to say.
All right. We got votes from different places. Let's go through Twitter first. On Twitter, we had 14 votes for this with 93% yes and
Christ.
7% no.
See?
So yes is in the lead early on. In the Facebook group, there was 26 votes with 19 votes for yes and 6 votes for no. And Facebook group voting is funny because you get to, it's not anonymous like a Twitter poll.
No.
You can actually see the people who said no. Drea, the first person who said no was Jack Sass from Spirits and Spirits, your co-host. And then Drea followed shortly after. So Drea and Jack are definitely not agreeing about this.
I convinced him.
Sharky Xmas also had a few words about him not being, but hey, that's why it's a vote. It's not up to us. And on our actual poll, with 4 votes for yes and 2 votes for no on the actual regular poll. But of course, there are others. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? For all you haters out there, let me stop. Would you recognize a pube if you pulled it from a cake? That thing still bugs me about Midsummer. All right, and you didn't sign off. I don't know what it has to do with.
For those haters out there who think this is fake, I'll stop you right there.
Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? No, but he does deserve a solid kick to the Sasquatch. Signed.
There you go.
Nuka-Cola, my blood is in it. Oh, he's killing it. Thank you,
Agreed.
Nuka-Cola. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? First, induct that pilfering postman that made off with my magnets, bastard.
This is K-Mill.
Signed K-Mill. K-Mill. We'll get you another magnet. We'll try to make sure that the USPS isn't poaching it. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? He belongs in the competitive butt-fucking Hall of Fame. Wow. Signed, Rococo style.
I'm okay with that. I like that.
Style.
Of the Rococo style that embellished the building.
Look, there's only one Hall of Fame up for a vote. That's a separate thing. Y'all can work on that. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? Bigfoot's cool and all, but ejaculate in a bowl? Have you seen how big bowls are? How big are this guy's balls? Signed, Run Jay. Thank you, Run Jay.
All right, they didn't say you had to fill the bowl. It's just there. It's just a receptacle.
It's just a big bowl.
Oh, so pretty much just like...
I want to check the bowls and pans for myself.
No, you don't. Thank you, Run
do.
Jay. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? Maybe it was just a shitty phone camera. Signed, Large Marge. Yes, maybe it was. That's why he couldn't take pictures of a
shitty phone camera.
Dead Bigfoot in front of him. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOF Hall of Fame? Hung my meat on a tree. Didn't get jerked off. Got frickin' splinters in my boner. Signed, Voo Dude. Oh no, you don't want to do that.
So you think Bigfoot's jerked off a piece of meat?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Voo Dude. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? Yes, Rick should be in the SOS Hall of Fame for selling us a false bill of goods, much like Stephen Greer and CD Projekt Red. Signed, No Fun Karen. I don't know about CD Projekt Red.
Because they made what's that new game? Cyberpunk 2077, and people were real hyped on it, and it's not good.
Yeah, they're going to get in like the video game SOS Hall of Fame. I heard
Yeah,
about
well,
that.
this is different. They didn't pay money for this Bigfoot.
A lot of people
Some
did.
people did.
People
A lot of
did.
people
Yeah,
did.
people
A lot of
paid
people
money to
did.
see the Bigfoot.
$5,
Yeah, they did.
whatever.
You don't know what it costs.
She's on his side so hard. She's really she's a simp for this guy.
He's an
Hardcore.
entrepreneur.
Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? Yes, and he should also be in fucking jail for his crimes against the Bigfoot community and possum kind. Signed, Trash Baby. Yeah, what about all those dead possums
cite your
stuffed
damages.
in that suit? Yeah.
That possum is darn tasty sometimes when you don't.
All right, I know it is. Sorry, Trash Baby. It's tasty sometimes. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? Does a Bigfoot jerk meat in the woods? And you didn't sign off. That was pretty good.
He does.
That was a good one.
Really
I like
good.
that.
Jerked off a piece of meat.
Yes, I do.
You didn't sign off, but very good. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOF Hall of Fame? Am I going to jail? This is as real as you were standing right here where you are, sir. SOS jail. Signed, A. Nell Probe. Thank you, A. Nell Probe, because this is as real as...
Is this a hoax? This is as real as you're standing right where you are, sir.
All right. Thank
He's
you
like, but
so
I'm sitting
much.
down.
Shit.
Thank you, A. Nell Probe. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? I never forget my cowboy boots and my big boy pants. Signed, Kentucky Fried Sasquatch. Oh, I miss those big boy pants. If you want to go see this Bigfoot body, just
bring your big boy pants and your credit card.
What happened to your big boy pants, Russ?
I sold them
They're
to
in the-
Bigfoot. I
they're
had
in
to
the
sell them
wash.
to get to this thing. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? Big fat lady fart. Big thick kids. Signed, Harley Warren. All right,
no.
Harley Warren. Harley Warren testing some stuff out. Some great ones there.
That's
We
gonna
had the
be
new
the-
one.
A big fat lady fart.
Lady fart.
And then
Yes,
follow it
but
with
of
the
course,
parts can be very intense.
He also wants the classic. He wants the
Big, thick kids.
Thank you, Harley Warren. I don't know. A lot of these I had to take. I don't know if they're saying yes or no. They're just great others. We're just going to read them anyway. Should Rick Dyer be the SOS Hall of Fame? Yes. Put a Ted Tog in a sack. Let Rick and Todd standing fight thinking it's Bigfoot evidence. I didn't fucking do it, stupid. Signed, Hoseby. Thank you, Hoseby. All right, I'll put Ted Tog in a sack. I don't know about this.
Ted Tog.
And then they can fight, and what do they say to each other?
I didn't fucking do it, stupid.
Thank you, Hoseby. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? Yes, but in French. Oui. Signed, Lid Vicious. Thank you, Lid Vicious. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? That possum's darn tasty sometimes, but it helps if you jerk off the meat first. Also, Rick's a total SOS. Signed, Blue Box UFO. Thank you, Blue Box.
That possum is darn tasty sometimes when you don't.
And everyone seems to be loving the new classic here.
So you think Bigfoot's jerked off a piece of meat?
Yes, I do.
And for that reason, that got him another vote for Blue Box UFO. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? What if Bigfoot has been animated roadkill stuffed inside a rubber suit this whole time? Signed, Spermy Paracox. Oh, I like that one. That might be my favorite right there. It's just a bunch of roadkill in a suit. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? Yes. Rick talking about Bigfoot jerking his meat gives me the freaking creeps, man. Signed, the Wombat Preservationist from voicemail. What happens if you talk about jerking his meat? What does it do?
This place is giving me the freaking creeps.
It did me
I
too.
agree.
Thank you, Wombat Preservation. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? I have a qualification in shitting my pants. Rick Dyer has a qualification in SOS. Signed, Pants Filler. Okay, very appropriate. Thank you, Pants Filler. Very good, because he's the guy who's what?
Be throwing up and filling my pants.
And finally, should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? He earned a spot in the Meat Jerkers Inner Circle. Oh, and you didn't sign off either. So many great ones tonight, and we will do the actual voting for Rick himself. But first, let's find a poll results winner. We had a lot of great ones tonight. Should Rick Dyer be in the SOS Hall of Fame? We had Nuka-Cola My Blood is in it with no, but he does deserve a solid kick to the Sasquatch. We had K-Mill with first induct that pilfering postman that made off with my magnet, bastard. We had Rococo Style. He belongs in the competitive butt-fucking Hall of Fame. We had Run J with Bigfoot's cool and all, but ejaculating a bull. Have you seen how big bulls are? How big are this guy's balls? We had Large Marge. Maybe it was just a shitty phone camera. You had Voodoo. I hung my meat on a tree. Didn't get jerked off. Got freaking splinters in my boner. We had No Fun Karen with, yes, Rick should be in the SOS Hall of Fame for selling us a false bill of goods, much like Stephen Greer and CD Projekt Red.
Very nerdy. I love it.
We had Trash Baby with, yes, and he should also be in fucking jail for his crimes against the Bigfoot community and possum kind. We had a Nell Probe with, am I going to jail? This is as real as you were standing right where you are, sir. SOS jail. We had Kentucky Fried Squatch with, I never forget my cowboy boots and my big boy pants. On second reading, I like that one a lot more. We had Harley Warren with Big Fat Lady Fart, Big Thick Kids. You had Hose B with, yes, put a TED Tog in a sack. Let Rick and Todd standing fight thinking it's Bigfoot evidence. I didn't fucking do it, stupid. We had Lid Vicious with yes, but in French. We had Blue Box UFO. That possum's darn tasty sometimes, but it helps if you jerk off the meat first. Also, Rick's a total SOS. It's Spermy Paracox. What if Bigfoot has been animated roadkill stuffed inside a rubber suit this whole time? We had the Wombat Preservationist. Yes, Rick talking about jerking his meat gives me the freaking creeps, man. We had,
yeah, me too.
That one did sign off. There was another one that was really good. And finally, and we also had Pants Filler with, I have a qualification in shitting my pants. Rick Dyer has a qualification in SOS. I'm going to ask you, Drea Mora, who do you think won this week's poll?
Oh, man. I'm literally flipping a coin right now. And it's landed on Rococo Style with competitive butt fucking Hall of Fame.
All right, Drea likes
intense choice.
Rococo Style.
Wow.
It's between that and Wombat Preservationist, just saying.
He belongs in the competitive butt fucking Hall of Fame. What about you, Jude?
Damn, because I was like, I was going to ask Drea what her reverse side of that coin was, because my top ones were Voodoo, Nuka-Cola, and Harley.
What did your three-sided coin land on?
But I play Magic the Gathering. We play with like 20-sided coins. I mean,
oh right,
dice, not coins.
We just need one though, because we got a second one to get to too.
I know, damn it. I guess I'll go with Nuka.
All right, Jude likes Nuka-Cola My Blood is in it with no, but he does deserve a solid kick to the Sasquatch. What about you, Rob?
I'm going with our voicemail buddy, Wombat Preservationist. I liked the simplicity. Once again, I like the simplicity of it. That he was just creeped out, man. He was giving him the creeps hearing about Rick jerking his meat, man.
All right, I kind of agree, and I liked it too because I like saying it. So yeah, congratulations with yes. Rick talking about Bigfoot jerking his meat gives me the friggin' creeps, man. Signed, the Wombat Preservationist. You just won this week's poll results. But well done. There's a winner to a poll, but there is also a loser. And since this is an SOS voting, it seems very clear to us that through the Twitter and the Facebook and this poll, that congratulations also to Rick Dyer for being the world's shittiest Bigfoot hoaxer to ever live. to put parts of a possum inside of a rubber suit, stick it in a freezer, put it on a truck, and try to sell it. Also, I saw he did some eBay fraud. And I'm also going to stick up for filmmaker Morgan, who may keep shooting Bigfoot, who Rick Dyer not only shoved some old ribs into his tent with some ants, this freaking they gave him the creeps, man, but also assaulting him with one of his homeless friends dressed as Bigfoot, and then again bringing a fake Bigfoot body on tour to the Alamo Draft House. Rick Dyer, welcome to the Unbelievable and Unbelievers Podcast SOS Hall of Fame. Oh, that felt good. I haven't done that in a while.
I guess I drank to that only because I was thirsty.
Cheers and Godspeed.
There it is. We've done it all tonight. We got an SOS entry. We had a great discussion on the Bearilla. Got to play a fun game. We've come to the end of the program. Before we go, Drea, Mora, do you have anything you would like to say or plug?
Just the one thing. I have my other podcast, Spirits and Spirits. We are 9 followers away on Instagram from reaching 300. So if you could follow us on Instagram at Spirits and Spirits Pod, that'd be nice.
Go and do that. Go follow Spirits and Spirits. Wonderful show. What about you, Jude? What do you got to say?
I would love it if somebody would employ me through whatever medium that is. I'm here for it. I am open to all channels.
He's good at it. He's the code host. He can do the code.
I'm a fucking good program. Like, I'm a really good fucking developer.
Competitive butt fucking Hall of Fame is open for you.
I'm not. Well, okay, I could be in the butt fucking Hall of Fame, but that's different.
That's different.
Jerking meat off of trees.
That's also a different Hall of Fame.
He could have been in that tent or truck we talked about earlier. What about you, Rob? You got anything to say or plug?
Yeah, check out my other podcast, Baby Yoda's Escape Pod. There will be a couple new episodes coming for that soon. I've been very busy working on this other project for LPN called Dunecast, so check out Dunecast. That also drops today.
Can't wait.
Yeah, check that out. Only thing I'm going to plug is I'm just going to say happy birthday, Amber.
Yes.
The Unbelievers Podcast hosts today were Drea, Mora, Jude, Prestia, and me, Rus Ryan. Our producer and soundboard engineer is Rob Okey. Get our tarot cards at unbelievablepodcards.com. You can go join our Patreon by going to patreon.com/unbelieverspodcast. You can follow the show on Twitter at UnbelieversPod and Instagram at Unbelievers Podcast. Our Facebook group is the Unbelievable Podcast Network. And check out our merch store at TeePublic. The link is in the description. We've got some great stuff on there. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. Chris Stroker, Mothman Mother, Jeffrey Hartschnuff, Louis Peon, Scott E, 8-Bit Melody, Jenny Dyer, Christopher Balderrama, David Egelhoff, Pam Z, JT Spranklin, Vic Foss, Little BB, Dr. Ortega, Tyler Ventura, Adam Dvorak, Corrupted Mass, Michael Phillips, Weary Axel, Carol Valley, Manny, MQ Ultra, CJP, Braden Hitt, Raymond Roel, Todd X, Christopher Panici, The Moon, The Judgy Moon, Mike Henry, Bryce Cronenberg Jr., Don Bright, Shannon Ferrigno, Tom O'Connell, Mark Braun, Donna Bands, Jenna Stevens, Cat Chaos, Jason Kelly, Mike, Brian Ashton, Michael Armenta, Jackass, Wombat Preservationist. Our music advisor is Pandora3373. Our official composer and theme song creator is Unbeliever A.A. Ron, a.k.a. Aaron Schilb. Follow him on Instagram at @TheAaronSchilb. Our official graphic designer and card maker who designed our logo is Raymond Roel. Check out his work at P. Raven Creative on Twitter and Project Raven Creative on Instagram. Our official Unbeliever without a title still is Nicholas Aristavi. Come on, you need a title. We'll get you something. Our official Unbeliever Raising Puck Wudgies is Joe Filler. Our official Hawaiian Paranormal Investigator is Green Finhawk. Our official Resident Sagittarius is Kozanton. Our official Madman is Unbeliever Adam. Our official Mothman Enthusiast is Michael Shields. Our official Unbelievers MUFON Inside Man is Chris De Moraes. Our official Unbeliever peacefully eating a hamburger and peacefully winning the 25,000 props pyramid is Michelle Durham. Our official Unbelievers Time Traveler is Taylor Nelson. Our official Ghost Hunter is Amelia Childs and Ghost Hunting New England. And Hubie Halloween, always on Netflix. Our official senior Hubie Halloween correspondent, our official senior European correspondent is Kay Mill of the I Don't Know Podcast. Our official Guardian of the Bench is at Kraken Stacker. Our official Alien Popper is Nunchuck Bob. And this week's Unbeliever Focus is Mothman Mother, who told me about their plans to attend Mothman Fest this year. It is happening, guys. We gotta go. We're gonna go. We're gonna meet them there. But I asked Mothman Mother if they were staying in a hotel or a B&B, but Mothman Mother has other plans.
3 of us sleep in the tent, a small tent. Guys.
Okay, good night. Face off.
Discontinue.